In this video, we're going to be exploring a language called HTML. Now, HTML is one of the most common languages you need to know to do web development. So, any website on the internet, I can guarantee you it uses at least a little HTML. For example, Amazon. Right. If I go onto Amazon's webpage, and if you click Control-Shift-I, right here inside their elements, this is all HTML. For example, Zoom. Inside Zoom's website, all HTML, right? Inside my website, all HTML, right? So every single website on the internet contains HTML, even websites that help create websites. For example, Wix. Wix has HTML. It uses HTML. So, as we concluded, all websites use HTML. So that's why if you want to create a website, it is very important that you know HTML in and out. So in this tutorial, I'm going to teach you guys everything you need to know about HTML. So, firstly, HTML stands for Hypertext Markup Language and is sometimes considered a language, sometimes not. But it's a really easy language, and once you get the hang of it, you can make amazing websites. So it's a 5, if you can see this 5 here. Anywhere you see that, you know it's HTML. And if we go into this picture, this is kind of like some of the code that we are going to write. Now, this is what we call an HTML skeleton. The skeleton starts off with a doctype.html. That's telling that this whole document is going to be HTML. Next, you have these HTML tags. Everything in HTML is a tag. A tag is basically a greater than, a less than, and a greater than sign. And inside is the name of the tag. So if we had a basic paragraph tag, we might put a P inside there. And this would be what's called a P tag. So you say a tag, everything in HTML is a tag, and what's inside the tag or the less than and a greater than sign is what tag. So this would be called a P tag. To close a tag, you would put the same thing, except a / before the tag. Inside, you can write whatever you want, and that would be inside the tag, right? You don't need to understand this right now. It's just an explanation so you understand it later as we go. Now, in this HTML, we have the head tag and we have the body tag. The head is where things like the link or the title are. The head. No actual HTML code, but things that kind of like describe the web page or style the web page, right? So what this is saying is it's saying the title of the page. So you can see this, how it says Magnitudo up here, or Amazon.com, like spend. Well, that would be the title, right? And then you have the meta name, which is just kind of making it what's called, you can see right here, and we call it responsive. So it's making the website responsive, which means that it's making it so the website can be on any device, right? The next is just linking it to what's called a CSS document, which is styling the HTML, which you do not need to understand. After the head tag comes the body tag. The body tag is where you write your actual code. So inside of the body tag is where we're going to write our code. So that's the HTML skeleton. It's about it. We haven't fully written the skeleton. You do not need a skeleton. But you can technically just get on an HTML document as long as it's .html, and you can just start writing HTML code, right? You don't need the skeleton. It helps it keep it organized. And some tags you do need it, but mostly in this course, everything we do not need the skeleton. Though sometimes I may use it, sometimes I may not. Though it does take a lot of time to write this out on a regular HTML document. So if you're using Visual Studio Code, all you have to do is click File, New File, and Control S. This is save in all programming languages. And then type something.html. So once you're done with that, test1.html, it's automatically turned into an HTML document. You can see a tag right here. That means it's turned into an HTML document. So to write the skeleton, all you have to do is press Control-Shift-1 or exclamation mark. And it's like this. No, not exclamation mark, sorry. If you put a question mark, so Shift-4, no, not Shift-4, Shift backspace. So Shift backspace. Is this not working anymore? Wait 1 second, sorry. So yeah. So if you put this doc type and you enter, right? It used to put the whole thing out. I don't know why it's not doing that anymore. Okay, oh well, whatever. Anyways, on a Visual Studio Code document, we can start writing our code. Though many of you probably don't have Visual Studio Code, even though it is free to install, I'm not going to show you how to do that because you do not need to do it. I've already coded my own HTML editor using HTML, which allows people to write HTML. So how you do that is you go into Magnitudo and you can type htmlt.html or on this course, right? If you go here, if you go to the course, so these are the HTML documents I've coded with them. You'll have them online somewhere on sciacademy.com. But right here on the courses, you can see if you click intro, not intro, new, if you can click new, you'll come to the website, the same website. So anyways, we can get started here. I might use Visual Studio Code in the later courses just because it is easier, but for this tutorial, we're just going to use my editor. All right. So the first thing, and by the way, in this editor, you do not need to write a skeleton. It's already made. It helps you sort it and be organized. This would be the HTML code, CSS, and this is the JavaScript. You do not need to know those languages yet, only HTML. All right, so the first thing you want to do on any HTML document is you want to set a few things, right? So the first would be the title of the document. So you can do this with the title tag, right? So the title tag, you can set the title. So inside, you'd say maybe like HTML course or something like that. You can say whatever you want, and this would be your title. So you can't really see it run right now because it is on a different editor. But if I put this in my Visual Studio Code, you can see it. So if I put it here, go to test 1, you can see the title. See here, it says HTML course. If I didn't have that, then one second. If I didn't have that, it would just say document, right? It would have its default as document. So that's why the title tag is pretty important, and that's why you want to start. Though there are a few more things that you do not really need. Those are just making the website responsive and things like that, which we do not need. So let's actually get into the HTML. So I taught you what a tag is. To refresh, it's this and then this, right? So almost everything in HTML is just text, right? It's just a different way of writing text. If we go onto like a docs document, right? If we go into docs document, one second. Here, right? So if you go into docs document, you can see anything we type will come onto the screen, right? Hello. You see, it's coming in this page. Same thing on HTML, right? If we have this HTML page and we can just type anything we want, you can see it comes onto the screen as regular text, right? Now, what happens when we want to have a bold tag? We would click on this B button and we would type, right? Same thing in HTML. If we want a bold tag, we would just put a B here, and then inside anything is bold. Now, if we want italics, same thing. We put the italics button, and it would be italics, right? Same thing here. If we have an I tag, or E tag, EN tag, which stands for emphasize, this would be in italics. So you can see here. So this is just like any document. If we want to create web pages, at least just with HTML, this is all you're doing. If we want to underline something, right? I think this is the UL tag. That's the underline list, but never mind. So all the tags are meant for a certain type of text, really, in HTML. Some are different, like iframes, anchors, but all of them kind of are the same concept. So if we wanted to hook something up to like a text, we would put this link, right? So hello.com, right? When we apply, and when we click on the text, it goes to whatever website we want, right? So just put hello.com. Same thing here, right? If we wanted to link something, we would just use what's called the anchor tag, and we would link it to whatever we want, right? So right now we can put any text inside here, and when we click on it, this is the GitHub file. Okay, we want to target equals. So you guys don't need to understand any of this, by the way. I'm just trying to explain how HTML works. So right. So now when I do this, when I click on it, it goes to hello.com. Well, it goes to this.hello.com, but on your website, it should go to wherever you want. We do have some problems because we're using an editor coded on the web, so that's why we do have some problems, but they're not big problems. All we have to do is delete that and then run our website. So basically, it's kind of like the same thing as a text document, just you code it. So people who've done this have coded it, right? So, I mean, there's much more to it, but in very simple terms, what they've done is they said, if you clicked this B button, right, it's going to create a bold tag, right? So now, when you type like text, it's all bold. Okay, and this is actually exactly how it works. It's just creating a bold tag. In fact, I've actually created a text editor just like Docs. It's not as good. I haven't really worked on it that much, but I can really easily, right? So this is kind of like the same thing. If I want to change the font, I can do that, right? If I want to change it to bold, I can do that. So I can do all these different things. And kind of the same way, right? Just using these HTML tags. So it's kind of like HTML is kind of like the base for Docs. Docs is kind of just a little more neater. It's easier to use, but you can do the exact same thing on Docs as HTML. And much more on HTML, right? Because HTML coded Docs. So you can code Docs with HTML and some JavaScript and CSS, but we're just talking about HTML. All right, so I'm just going to teach you a few tags to help, because we do need to learn tags to do HTML. Now that you probably should understand how it works, I hope you can understand this. So we're just going to cover up the first tag. So the first one we're going to be talking about is the P tag, and this stands for paragraph. So this is kind of just like regular text that you would type in Docs. Like this is kind of like the P tag, not that. This is kind of like the P tag, right? So inside anything would be like paragraph text. So like hello, I'm on caps lock. Hello, my name is Pranav. So this would just be regular paragraph text. So the next tag we're going to be going over is the H1 tag. Now this stands for header. So on Docs, a header would probably be something like really big for the title of the story. So this would be like the header, right? Hello. And now when you publish the document, so if I publish it to the web, link publish, okay. All right, if I publish this to the web, you can see here we have our header. It's really big, and yeah. So it's kind of like the title of the story. So anything you type in here is like the H1 tag. So let's do that. H1, except we can put the header anywhere we like. So we can even put it below the text. Right, so hello, you can see it's really big, and it's because it's for the header. Now it automatically makes it bold because it's for the header, and so like if I write the text under, so you know that this is the header, and then this is the paragraph text, right? Now there's an even lower header, which is called the H2 header, and this is kind of like a smaller version of the H1 header. This header is for paragraphs. So this would be kind of like the title, and this is kind of like the paragraph of the title. So it would be appropriate to call this name, right? And then I could have many more talking about different things, right? And it's kind of like the same thing. So then I want another header too, which would be like a different paragraph, and this is like H. And then it could be like P tag, and then I am 9, and then /P, or anything like I am 20, I am 10, right? So you can type anything like it's basically just text. Now the next tag, I'm just going to clear all this up. And the next tag we're going to be talking about is the bold tag, which I briefly covered. And it's going to make anything bold. If I want to make a p tag bold, I can do that too. So inside here, hello, you can see it's all bold. Forgot to close it, so on the next line, if I do something else, it will turn bold. So if I don't close the tag, it'll just think it's keep going, and then when I close it, it'll not do any anymore. So it won't close. So that's why you need to make sure you close the tags, or it'll leak into the next tag. Alright, so that's a B tag. And then I also covered the emphasis tag, which stands for like the italics tag. And yeah, so slash M. Okay. And then anything we type in here is italics. I do have a cheat sheet for this, so you can look at that at there's a link below on the page, so you can look at that for all the tags. It doesn't really matter. You don't really need to memorize the names. They're pretty straightforward. P is for paragraph. H1 is for header 1. H2 is for header 2. EM is for emphasis. B is for bold. And now the next tag is pretty important. I use this one a lot, and this is called the anchor tag. Now, when you think of an anchor, right, you think of maybe like a ship, and they have an anchor, and they're throwing the anchor onto another ship and dragging them in, right? Maybe something like that. So, same thing here. What this anchor is doing is it's throwing its anchor, it's catching a website, and it's bringing it to you. So that's what this anchor tag is doing. So what href stands for is kind of like what the anchor is, what the anchor is aiming at, right? So maybe it might be a ship, right? Or it might be some treasure, right? In this case, we're on the web, so it's probably going to be a website, or it's most likely going to be a website, right? So let's say we want to pull in magnitudo.ml. So if we pull in magnitudo.ml, www, you need that, right? And now if we pull this in, you can do that, right? So inside here we can say hello. So when we click on this, it goes to the website, which it can't right now, but it will. So let's say we wanted to pull in, if you on your document it will, right? So let's say we want to pull in our page called, let's say, cart. So if we wanted to pull in our cart, when you click on here, it gets the cart. So the page cart, it's going to pull in. If we wanted to pull in our website, right? If you wanted to pull in our website, we could get this website's page. If we wanted to pull in our home page or the index page, we can pull in our index page. If we wanted to pull in our search page, we can pull in our search page, right? So that's kind of how it works. And we can pull all these things in if we want to on the website using the anchor tag. The next kind of cool tag is called the image tag. So this img tag allows us to get images, right? So img image, you can remember that really easily. Now, same thing with anchor, right? We want to pull in an image. Yet this time it's not href, it's src. Now, how you remember src? Src stands for source. So SOURCE, that's source, and then equals, and then what source. So how we get a source is we can Google up any image. Usually people teaching HTML get a cat, so I'm not going to get a cat. I'm going to get something I think is even cuter, a dog. So I'm going to get a dog, and I'm going to get this dog right here, right? So, not that dog. Let's get this dog. So, how we get this is we give it the link. And how we get this link is we double click or right click, and then you go for either save image as, or usually to make it, you don't have to save it. What you can do is you can say open image in new tab. Now this will be the link to the image. See, you can see it's like a JPEG. So I'm going to get this, I'm going to copy and paste it with Control-C or Control-X, and then I'm going to put it on my source. So when I put it on my source and I close the tag, you can see the dog here. So it's really cute. Yeah, and you can see the dog here. So when I click hello, it's going to go to the page. But if I go back, so let's go back to right. So if you go back, then it goes to this page. So yeah, kind of cool how this thing works. And yeah. Now, what if we can call this page HTML. So what if we want to actually drag in HTML? So I'm just want to test that out. It will work, right? So when you click here, it actually drags the own web page inside here. So the web page we're on, it drags inside. It's really, really cool. So if we do this, we can actually download all this code. So yeah, anyways, we can type code inside code. So yeah, it's kind of cool. But it's kind of confusing too, so we're going to take that off. Alright, so that's the image tag. So the tags we've learned so far are the P tag, the H1, the H2, the IMG, the B, the emphasis, the anchor, and now I'm going to show you how to pull a video inside here. So, anything, any image, any video, we can call those an iframe. All right, an iframe. So here, if you wanted, this dog is actually an iframe. So we can actually get this iframe and put it in there, right? But we already know how to put images, so we don't want to do that. So how we get an iframe of something, right? It usually allows us to get it. All right, it's usually the code that allows us to get it. And this YouTube makes it really, 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 really easy to do this. So we'd put YouTube here, and now we can put the iframe of the video inside here. So we can click on any video we'd like. How about this Python course? This is actually my first course I've ever taken coding on YouTube. And so let's try to get the iframe of this and put it on our website, because it's a really nice course. And the teacher is really good. So I want to put it on my website, let's just say. So how would I do this is, on the video, on any video, you have this like, you have this dislike, you have this share, and you have this save, right? So now how you get the what we call embedding or iframe is you click on this share. After clicking on the share right here, you come to this page. Now you have embed, WhatsApp, Facebook, Twitter, and obviously you can probably send it to these app embedding on here, but we just want to embed it to our web page. So we would just click this embed. And another cool thing that you can see is you see this tag sign kind of. When you see that, it's talking about HTML. So even we've noticed this on our on this VS Code, right? So you can see this, and it's always standing for HTML. So we see this HTML embed, and we're like, oh, we're doing HTML. Let's embed it. So when we click on here, you can see embed video, and you can see this iframe. So let's copy this iframe and go back to our program. So here we can copy this, Control V inside, and you can see the video pops up. And if we wanted to put a video that we've like personally created, we can do the same thing by using the video tag, but I won't get into that too much because we're probably not going to use that. And even if we did, it's probably most editors that you use. I'm using WeVideo for this app, and WeVideo allows me to easily put my iframes in here. But I usually convert my WeVideo to YouTube and then get this iframe. So that's why if you go to like Magnitudo, or we can actually access it from this webpage, right? So let's put an anchor tag for videos, and this would be my videos. Videos, right? So we don't need to close it. We don't have any other tags. So if we click videos, all my videos should come. Yeah, so they're just taking some time to load, and you can see, here, let me just close that. So when I click on this, it's loading all my videos, all these iframes of my videos on my website. So you can also access this by going to About, Videos, or videos.html, and you can see all these videos. So how I did that was I just got the iframe of them and put them on here, and you can see I converted them onto YouTube. So I'm probably going to do the same with this video. Anyway, so that's about it. We've learned all these tags in this episode. So we got the P, we got the IMG, we got the H1, we got the H2, we got the emphasize, we got the bold, we got the, what did we just cover? We got the iframe, and we have the anchor tag. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I want to do 10. So there's a few more. BR stands for break, and it'll give you an extra line. So even if you put these spaces, they do not matter in HTML. So you want to use these break sign. So hello, and then you put things after hello, right? It doesn't give a break because of this, but you can see it's giving us our spaces because we put this break. Now, if we didn't have this, it would just go back to the regular spaces because right, you can either do it this way or this way. Anyways, if we put this BR tag, it does give us our extra spaces. So if we wanted to do extra places, a place I used this was when I was in my about.html. So yes, I use this a lot in our my about.html page on our Magnitudo. So I don't know why I keep typing hello, I just do. So when I click that, you can see down here, use it to put spaces between the comments and spaces between the buttons. And yeah, so if I didn't have it, it'll be all cluttered up and you can't separate the comments. So now you can actually see it. Anyways, that's about it for this tutorial. We have 9. The last one, I will leave you to find it. For a link, you can go to W3 Schools and then go to tags. So we have the link down below on the course. So W3 Schools, and then inside you have tags here. So if you go here, you can look at all these different tags. We have the area tag, we have the article tag. Though I would really like to tell you about the area tag because this is really useful, so I kind of just forgot about it. So this area tag allows you to actually like have an area inside here. What's happened? Oh, just need to refresh it. Area, right? So this is an area tag. It's actually called text area. So this gives you a text area, and you see that we can write things in here. And then finally, I'll give you to look into this input tag, which allows you to write input. So there's different things that you can have with input tags. You can change the type of it to different things like password. So this would be like a password input, and it kind of like closes and turns them into these. You can also do things like rodeo. Is that how you spell it? No, okay, that's not how you spell it. So is it radio? Oh yeah, radio buttons. So these are on and these are off, right? You can also do things like buttons. So this would just be a regular button. And then we also have like a tag here. So, right. So these buttons you can click, and if they're type submit, then it'll go, right? So you have all these different things that you can explore in HTML. I'll leave you to it, and I guess bye.